Hello Aquarius, Moon Rising and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Aquarius, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energies. With all that being said, Aquarius, let's get started. How does Aquarius currently view this relationship? All right, Aquarius. So we do have the Chariot, we do have the Four of Swords, and then we also have the King of Swords. Okay, Aquarius, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, I'm getting two different storylines here, so take what resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't. For some of you, you could have recently left something, Aquarius, that was like stressing you out beyond belief, okay? So this could definitely have a lot to do with like a job. This could have a lot to do with a marriage, maybe even a relationship or a situation. But it's like you felt like you had to essentially leave something behind that was compromising your peace of mind in some way, shape, and or form. For some of you, I am definitely getting you could be planning on leaving something that brings you nothing but stress and chaos and dysfunction, into your life. There's just something about you feeling like you have to leave something behind for your sanity, is basically what I'm gathering. So it could be a job. Like I said, it could be a job. It could be a marriage. It could be a relationship. It could be a friendship. For some of you, you could have already walked away from whatever this thing was that was stressing you out. For others of you, I am getting that you're planning on doing so very, very soon. Okay. How does this person currently view this relationship? Oh, well, here we go. We have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Cups, and then we also have the Wheel of Fortune. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Knight of Wands, we have the King of Pentacles, so 3 of Wands, and then we also have the Ten of Swords. Whoever it is that you're deciding to walk away from, and this could definitely represent somebody that you share a home with, somebody that you share a family with. I am definitely getting that they're very hurt by this decision of yours. Very, very hurt by this decision of yours. They don't necessarily agree with this decision of yours is basically what I'm gathering. So yeah, this person is definitely hurt by this decision of yours as far as like you walking away from this dynamic between the two of you, is concerned. And I do see this person trying to convince you, that you're making a mistake. I do see this person trying to essentially convince you that eventually, things will essentially get better, between the two of you. Like, I just feel like this person's going to say, honestly, everything that's in their heart, to be completely honest, to you, Aquarius. So if in this person's heart they feel like, eventually, like, things will change and things will get better, they genuinely feel in their heart that things will eventually change and or get better, between the two of you. This person in their heart feels like you're making a mistake. I see them expressing that to you. They're just going to express to you what's in their heart. Now, I am definitely getting, again, that convincing energy of them trying to convince you that, things will eventually, get better and things will eventually change, between the two of you. I just don't think that you seem to think so, is basically what I'm gathering, okay? Unfortunately, I just don't think that you agree with this person. I don't think that you agree that eventually things are going to get better, between the two of you, or things are going to change between the two of you. I just don't think that you agree. For whatever reason, you just don't. And maybe time has essentially shown you that things aren't getting better, right, between the two of you. And maybe that's why you feel the way that you feel. But let's see how you're currently feeling nonetheless. Okay, so yeah. As far as walking away from this entire situation is concerned, isn't an easy thing for you to do, or it wasn't an easy thing for you to do for those of you who already walked away from this person. And I feel like the reason why it was very challenging and difficult for you is because, this is somebody that you care for deeply. This is somebody that, I am getting that you're still very much so in love with, despite everything that happened here between the two of you. I mean, you're still in love with this person. You still care for this person deeply. So to walk away from somebody that, you're still in love with and you still care for deeply wasn't an easy thing for you to do, or it's just simply not going to be an easy thing, for you to do, for those of you who have yet to essentially walk away from this person, but you feel like you have to. You feel like you have to, like, you just kind of feel like you have to, like, choose yourself, instead of them and your marriage with them, your friendship with them, your relationship, with them. It just kind of looks like you just can't take it anymore. Like, in some way, shape, or form, this dynamic between the two of you has been, you know, affecting you, unfortunately, in a very negative way. And it just continues to affect you in a very negative way. You know, hence why you feel like once you start choosing yourself and doing what's best, you know, for you, you're not going to find yourself feeling this way anymore. You're not going to find yourself, in a situation that you have zero peace of mind in. You're not going to find yourself in a situation that's constantly stressing you out and, you know, causing you to deal with things you don't really want to deal with, you know, things of that nature. So you basically feel like the only way to be free of these negative things is to walk away from what you share with this person. And like I said, it's not that you want to walk away from this person because this is somebody that you're still in love with. You just feel like at this point you have to, for your own sanity. You feel like you have to. Okay. How does this person currently feel? Okay, so we have the Three of Cups, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and then we also have the Five of Pentacles. You know, all of this really does hurt this person greatly. It truly does. Like this choice of that, I'm sorry, that you're making as far as walking away from this person is concerned for your sanity. You know, it truly does hurt them because it causes them to feel like you're, you know, giving up on them and your marriage with them or your relationship with them. So yeah, I mean, none of this feels good, you know what I mean, to say the least. The fact that this person's trying, right, to like, you know, keep this dynamic between the two of you going, keeping this dynamic between the two of you intact and afloat, and you're just kind of like throwing your hands up like, I don't even want to bother anymore. I don't even want to try anymore. That also really does hurt this person. You know, it causes this person to feel like, you know, you don't love them. It causes them to feel like you don't care. It causes them to feel like, you know, you're perfectly fine, you know, walking away from this entire situation, never essentially looking back. And all of these things really do hurt this person. I will say that. All of these things really do hurt this person. You know, unfortunately, you know, for them, okay? Okay. What actions will Aquarius take towards this person or moving forward? So we do have the Hierophant, we do have the Seven of Swords, and then we also have the Six of Cups out here. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Nine of Swords, and then we also have the Eight of Swords. Okay. Going back to the whole you feeling like you have to walk away from this, you know, just for your own sanity, it just kind of looks like that's the reason why you're walking away, is for your own sanity. For whatever reason, you just haven't had any sort of peace of mind, you know, with this person. And it could be because there's a lack of trust. Aquarius, maybe you don't trust this person as far as you can throw them. You know, maybe this person has given you reasons to not trust them. Of course, this could have a lot to do with past traumas that make it extremely hard for you to trust this person. So again, however resonates with you, Aquarius, and your personal situation. But it's hard. It is hard for you to walk away from this person, because if this was, you know, Burger King, have it your way, you would love nothing more but to continue to remain with this person and build a life with this person. But, you know, to continue to remain with this person and build a life with this person, you know, requires you to also go through this, which is something that you don't want to essentially continue to go through, which is building with someone that you don't trust, building with someone that stresses you out, building with somebody who brings you zero, you know, peace of mind. And that's just not something that I see you wanting to essentially continue to do, is basically what I'm gathering. Now, here's another thing that I do want to kind of throw out there and mention. As this person's trying to convince you that, hey, you know, Aquarius, like, you know, things are going to get better between us. You just can't give up on us, you know, or just don't give up on me and things of that nature. I think that it is going to kind of pull at your heartstrings just a little bit, because again, this is still somebody that you're emotionally invested in no matter what. So I do feel like it's going to pull at your heartstrings a little bit. And I do feel like it's going to cause you to question, like, man, like, am I really making the right decision by walking away from this person? Or did I make the right decision by walking away from this person? You know, I am definitely, you know, getting that. And that, in the end, is going to cause you to feel very torn. It's going to cause you to feel like you're being pulled in two very, very different directions. But I do see you like very adamant on, I don't want to continue to suffer this way. You know what I mean? I am definitely getting that. And what I mean by suffer this way, I mean, not wanting to essentially continue, right? To be married to someone or in a relationship with someone that you have zero peace of mind with, okay? Um, it's just not something that you want to continue to essentially do, and it's something that I feel like you've been doing for quite some time now, dealing with this person. And that has definitely taken a massive toll on your mental health. At the end of the day, it's very, very important to you to be with somebody that you trust. Somebody that somebody that, yeah, just somebody that you basically trust, Aquarius. And when you guys are with somebody that you guys don't necessarily trust, it does start to kind of like, affect you guys, mentally speaking, because you start to find yourself thinking, oh, what if this person is doing this behind my back? What if this person is doing that behind my back? What if this person puts me through this? What if this person puts me through that? So it's very important, for you guys to be with somebody that you guys really, really do trust, because when you guys are not with somebody that you guys really do trust, it just starts to kind of like affect you guys mentally speaking. And you find yourself experiencing a lot of negative and intrusive thoughts and, things of that nature. So, I mean, it's understandable why you don't want to continue to live your life this way, being with someone that you don't trust. I mean, it makes, total sense. It just sucks because I could tell that this is somebody that you still do love and care for deeply and want to continue to essentially remain with. So, when it is all said and done, I just kind of see you, unfortunately, Aquarius, falling into this energy of, I love them, I want to continue to be with them, but, I don't want to keep thinking this way or feeling this way with this person that I'm with, as far as feeling like you can't trust them or thinking that you can't trust them. Okay. What actions? Okay. So we have the Ace of Swords. Well, with the Ace of Swords coming out here, Aquarius, the Ace of Swords for me as a reader represents a symbol of trust, okay? I feel like this person has been trying to gain your trust for quite some time now, and it kind of looks like they're still willing to do whatever it takes to gain your trust. Is basically what I'm getting. They're willing to do whatever it takes, to get you to trust them. So whatever they have to do to essentially gain your trust, they're basically willing to essentially do to get you to see for yourself that, you don't have anything to essentially worry about, and they're not hiding anything, behind your back. Is basically what I'm getting. So if you're open, to allowing this person to essentially gain your trust and do whatever they have to do to gain it, hey, they're willing to do it. They're willing to do whatever it takes, but it's entirely up to you. You know what I mean? If you're going to give this person a chance and or opportunity to really, really gain your trust and do whatever they can on their end to actually gain it. But like I said, dude, that's entirely up to you. But I do see this person willing to do whatever it takes to gain your trust and willing to do whatever it takes to show you that they mean well and that they're not here to hurt you, betray you, or deceive you. All right? So it's up to you. That is what I have for you, Aquarius. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.